Hey, I am Mac. Welcome to my channel. I'm aware that there's plenty of anti-MLM content available on YouTube. There's a absolute cornucopia of fabulous anti-MLM content, but I haven't really seen anyone dedicate a whole video to going through an income disclosure statement. And I previously did a video going through Young Living's 2018 income disclosure statement, and I actually ended up getting some comments saying that it was really helpful to some people. It kept people from joining, etc. But I just noticed that the audio quality on it was pretty bad. So I thought that I would remake the video, make it a little bit easier to follow, and also emphasize some of the calculations that I did that really draw a red circle around the problems with this particular MLM. And then maybe I'll do some other income disclosures in the future. So basically when we go through it, it's not going to be the most entertaining video, but I think it will be very informative. We're going to go through each rank in the Young Living scheme. And you'll be getting the low end income, the high end income, the average income, and then you'll also be getting the time frame of the amount of time required to level up from each rank. All right, so buckle in and let's get to All right, so let's go through this. So the first rank that we have is distributor, which is a little bit confusing because distributor is also kind of the catch-all for anyone at any rank in this company. But for the actual rank that is called distributor, that's going to be 88.8% of all distributors. And here we can see that the annual income, the low end is $0, the high end is $1,022, and the average is $4. And this is annual. This is annual incomes. It says it right there at the top. Maximum for 88% of these distributors is $1,022, and the average is just $4 a year. Now, I took the liberty of calculating out what that would equal if you were working full time for a year. So that high end would be 49 cents an hour, and the average would be 1/5 of 1 cent per hour, assuming you're working full time. And so when can you expect to rank up? Because you're obviously going to move on up in this scheme. You know, I can just tell, you're going to level up. I know it. The low end is 1 month. The high end is 275 months, which is 22 years and 11 months for those keeping track. And the average is 13 months. So a little over a year, you'll be stuck in this rank. But I'm sure you'll do great. You're a great boss, babe. So let's move up to the next level. The next level is star. And the star level is 7.9% of their distributors. And the income range, so the low end again is $0. The maximum is $2,791, and the average is $261. So in terms of an hourly rate, that high end would be $1.34 an hour. And that average is 12 cents an hour. So clearly, you're just unlocking your income opportunities here. But, let's suppose that's not enough for you. Suppose you want to rank up again. All right, you're ambitious, you're open to life's possibilities. You don't have limiting beliefs. So how do we rank up? Well, the low end for how long that'll take is still 1 month. The high end is 23 years, which is 276 months. But don't worry about that, because the average is only 21 months, which is only a year and 9 months. A year and 9 months of making 12 cents to $1.34 an hour, I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? Well, after you put that work in, you'll upgrade to Senior Star. All right. Well, Senior Star is 2.0% of the company. And with this rank, and star and distributor, these three ranks we've covered so far, this is 98.7% of the company that we've already covered. All right. So keep that in mind. The low end for senior star is still $0. The high end is $39,650, and the average is $1,551. Now, that high end, that equals $19.06 per hour, which, number one, that's the maximum, which is not even remotely close to what the average is. And for another thing, this took an average of 5 years and 2 months to get here when you factor in how long it took to level up to here. $39,650 is not particularly awesome for a company that you've been working at for 5 years and 2 months with no benefits. Pretty low, especially with no benefits. And that average rate, that $1,551, that's 74 cents an hour. And you might not even make anything because the low end is still $0. So obviously, the only thing to do is quit. No, don't quit. What you need to do is level up again, right? Well, how long will that take? Well, it might take you anywhere from 1 month to 257 months, which is 21 years and 5 months. But don't worry about that. Like, don't focus on those like bad sounding numbers. Focus on like the good sounding numbers. Don't have limiting beliefs. The average is only 28 months, which is only 2 years and 4 months of making 74 cents an hour. You're not, but you're going to do it. You're going to be great at this. You're going to get it. I can tell. You're not going to be like the 98.7% of Young Living distributors we've already covered. You're going to be in the 1.3%. You're destined for it. I know it. Just manifest it right now. All right. So the next level that you're going to clearly be in is executive. All right. Executive. This is a substantial upgrade here. You see, the low end is not $0 anymore. This is the first time that the low end has not been $0. And yes, the first time the low end has not been $0 is when we got to the top 1.3% of the Young Living company. And the average for executive is $3,835, and the high end is $84,188. That average is $1.84 per hour, which is still not minimum wage. Although, maybe you'll be really great at this and you'll make that high end, maybe you will. We'll see. That average is still pretty low. So let's suppose that you're really, really open to life's possibilities. Like you've truly eliminated all those limiting beliefs because you are a very positive thinker and you're not like those other people who just don't work very hard. They just don't want to work and that's why they fail at it. Well, you can rank up in anywhere from 1 month to 269 months, which is 22 years and 5 months. But the average is only 3 years and 2 months. So, that's like nothing. So you're going to be great because I just know that there are great things destined for you, because you don't have limiting beliefs, that you're not going to be like the 99.6% of Young Living distributors that were in the ranks we have already covered. You're going to be in the top 0.4%. So the first rung on the ladder of Boss Babe success, up here at the 0.4% is silver. And that is 0.3% of their distributors. The low end is $1,010. Although the high end is $281,714, but the average is still only $15,861. So I'm going to guess that there's a pretty big outlier there given how close the average is to the low end, And that average, by the way, if you divide it out, is $7.63 per hour. So, you know. So obviously we need to level up again. Like, don't quit, you know. If you quit, you're just going to be bitter like me, you know, on YouTube, trying to keep people from losing money, you know, and you don't want to be like that. So in anywhere from 2 months to 239 months, which is 19 years and 11 months, you could rank up again. And the average, by the way, is 4 years, 2 months to rank up to the next level from silver. And by the way, if you rank up from silver, this puts you in the top 0.1% of young living distributors, because we've already covered 99.9% of them, which is crazy. So obviously after silver comes gold, which is 0.1% of distributors. The low end is still $4,518. These low ends are just pathetic. The high end, though, if you're open to, you know, positive thinking, obviously, is $404,538. But the average is still pretty comfortably close to that low end at $47,253. And while that upper limit is high, the average is really not that remarkable for like how long you've been with this company, considering that it took you 12 years of working for Young Living. That's a lot of time and effort and years of your life to put into a company, especially since you don't have any benefits. And this doesn't include all the expenses of buying the products and using these things that they have to pay for. This doesn't include those. And, you know, you don't have health insurance, you don't have paid time off, you don't have any of that stuff. You've been working there for 12 and a half years, and the average is $47,000. That's not that great for how much you've put in. What's worse is the low end at gold level is still $2.17 an hour, which means like you could wait tables and not get any tips and make more money, pretty much. That's concerning when these types of numbers are still being put up when we're covering the top 0.1%. What the hell? But, you know, whatever. So they have 4 ranks above gold, and they're less than 0.1% of the company. And I'm just gonna gloss over them because it's really not that interesting, since virtually nobody is on these ranks. There's probably like 3 people on each one. So it's just not that interesting, because it's very unlikely that anyone would make it up to here, because it's probably virtually impossible at this point. And you're basically going to get the idea just from covering the whole thing. The remaining 4 levels are platinum, diamond, crown diamond, and royal crown diamond. Ugh. For platinum, you have a low end of $34,402,000. Average is 6 figures, and the high end is almost $1 million. And then for diamond, you start off with 6 figures, and it goes up to 1.6 million. Crown diamond, it's $250,000 to $2 million. Royal crown diamond, it's a little over $500,000 per year, up to 3.1 million. So that's where all your money is going when you're buying those starter kits. It's going right there to that 3.1 million. Like when you have to make that minimum spend every month and buy the starter kit and all this crap, you know, that's where your money is going. It's going right there. It's literally right there in black and white. Oh man, that is so obscene. And by the way, the Royal Crown Diamond levels are over 100 times more than all the other ranks combined with earnings, which is crazy, especially considering that everybody in the lower levels is getting nothing. You know, that's what happens when you think that you work for a company, but you don't actually work for a company. You're actually that company's customer. All right, now here's where it starts to get especially dicey, because all of that shit that you just heard is not actually the most shocking parts of this. So because none of that included expenses, it doesn't account for the fact that as a Young Living distributor, you have to spend a minimum of $100 on Young Living products every month. So when we subtract out $1,200 per year, we end up with these numbers here, where the where the distributor level is losing an average of $1,196 per year, and the star level is losing $939 per year on average. And that equals out to, for distributor, a hourly loss of $1 per hour, and the star level breaking even. And you can see the rest of the numbers here are not particularly encouraging. Now, it gets even more sick when we do a couple of calculations that I performed. So, the income disclosure states that there are roughly 2 million young living distributors in the United States. Since we know the percentage of total distributors who are in each level, we can calculate how many of each one there are. And when we multiply the average income or loss times the number of distributors, we find that Young Living is making a profit off of the distributor level of $2.1 billion per year. And off of the star level, they are making $148 million in profit, where payroll would normally be. Now, subtracting out the compensation it does pay, we get a total of negative $1.5 billion, or a $1.5 billion profit off of the quote unquote payroll, essentially. This is quite interesting because in 2018, the same year, Young Living said that they had a total sales of, drumroll please, $1.5 billion. And that's the smoking gun, isn't it? There are no outside sales. The sales come from the distributors. You are not their employee, you are the customer. All of their money is coming from you. Because where their payroll should be, they actually have a profit. There is not another company that is not an MLM that in their payroll section makes $1.5 billion in profit. All right. It's a scam, and it's pretty transparent. And then it gets even more disgusting when you do calculations like this. And I don't know if there's anything I can say that could possibly convince anyone when it's this overwhelming. All right. And, you know, they love to compare themselves to tech companies so badly. So why don't let's do that. Okay. Here I have some median and mean salaries. So Apple, they love comparing themselves to Apple. The median is $55,000. The mean is $143,000. Microsoft, $167,000. Mean $119,000. Compare that to Young Living with 0 and a loss of $928. All right. And this is all taken from numbers that are posted on the income disclosure statement right on the Young Living website. But I guess I'm just a hater who wants clickbait and is using biased sources like the official website of the company, you know, or maybe, just maybe, the document that was posted by the company themselves is accurate and it's a fucking scam. All right, bye.